All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vendo podcast. It's December 1st, 2020, the day after Cyber Monday and Black Friday. Big weekend. Tons of sales, tons of great statistics coming out already. We're going to do a full report in the coming weeks on the performance and the trends and some of the things that we saw across our portfolio of 50 plus brands on Amazon and Walmart.com. Really exciting things that we're seeing already. But for today's podcast, I really want to focus on some actionable items that you can take and implement into your Q4, end of Q4 plan so that you end the year off strong, you go into 2021 even stronger, and really so that you build off of all the great work that you've invested into your brand or Amazon store, Walmart.com store this year. You know, lots of great benefits, hopefully coming out of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And we want to make sure that you leverage those benefits and you keep that momentum going. So it's all worth it, right? So today we're going to talk about some marketing levers, some advertising levers, and we're also going to talk about a couple different things on the protection side, because a lot of new customers have come in, a lot of new sales. You're going to have some different things that might happen that you want to be on top of in monitoring. So we're going to talk about inventory management protection, and we're going to talk about just protecting the performance health of your store altogether. So let's jump right into it and make sure we're growing sales coming out of this busy holiday sale weekend. So first things first, you've probably heard in my previous podcast last week for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, a lot of brands really make this 5-day event into like a 3 to 4 week event. So you might remember that I recommended, doing a lead up strategy where in the weeks leading up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're running some kind of marketing events to help kind of grease up the algorithm, drive extra traffic, drive extra sales, and kind of get your products in the best position possible to maximize all the traffic that comes in over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday week or weekend. So in that same train of thought, there's also a lead out strategy. So just like you want to, get things in good shape leading out, you want to do the same thing, but kind of for a different reason. During Black Friday, Cyber Monday, hopefully you saw, increases in sales over your normal averages, whether it's the kind of 72% average increase that brands on Amazon saw in 2019, or if it's something much larger, hopefully the latter. Either way, you want to make sure that you're solidifying all of those gains in the algorithm and in the consumer's point of view, so that you have a new minimum baseline for sales that is much higher, or at least higher in some regard than it was before, right? Having a really great Black Friday, Cyber Monday is nice, but what's even nicer is to come out with that baseline being higher for ranking and for sales, so that now, you end up Q4 and you start 2021 with an average daily sales that was higher than before the event. So on the marketing front, what can you do to accomplish that? Well, one, we're recommending a lead out promotion. So, I think during the main event, we were recommending somewhere between 25 to 40% off. That's because it's the core of the sale. That's when everyone expects the big discounts. And if you don't have those big discounts, you're going to get left behind. But for the lead out, you don't need to be as aggressive. People aren't expecting, huge discounts after Cyber Monday. So you can really just do I would say a minimum 10% coupon, anywhere between 10 to 20%, running a coupon or some type of discount. Coupons usually work very well for the lead out, or you could try Prime exclusive discounts. But with coupons, you'll get that green label. It'll help with your click-through rate on your ads, your click-through rate on your organic results, and it'll just give you a little bit of a competitive edge over other brands that aren't running a lead out strategy. So it'll help continue to drive some traffic and some additional sales over the normal baseline. Again, showing the Amazon algorithm that this was not a short-lived increase, that this is something that the algorithm can count on to keep happening. More and more people are looking at your products. So 1 to 2 weeks, run a 10% off coupon, and that'll help you, continue to drive some additional sales and traffic. Something else on the marketing front that you want to have in place right now are the review request automations. Now, if you do review requests using Amazon's buyer seller messaging service, you might use a third-party app such as Helium 10 or Feedback 5 or Feedback Genius. Those are some of the most prominent ones. That's great, but yeah, make sure it's turned on. Make sure all of these customers, because you just got so many new customers and they need to be engaged with. You definitely want to make sure you're trying to drive reviews out of these new customers, getting all that positive feedback, hopefully on your products and on your seller account, also asking for seller feedback. This is a really good opportunity to ramp up your reviews as long as you have that in place. And there's also the review request button we've talked about in previous podcasts. Amazon now on the orders page has a review request button that you can click. And what's really awesome about that is the message comes directly from Amazon. So, on the consumer's point of view, it's going to be, very easy from Amazon. How did you like this product? 5 stars, boom, done. So have one of those turned on. Per Amazon terms of service, you probably don't want to have 2 review requests turned on because they don't allow you to ask for reviews twice, but at least have one of those in place. Yeah, if you have any questions about the terms of service for buyer-seller messaging, a few weeks ago, we had a podcast on the new guidelines that were implemented November 3rd. You can also feel free to reach out directly to us, of course. So yeah, review request, and not just review requests, but like I was saying, engaging your customers. These are a lot of new to brand customers that you just got. So if you want to retain them and you want them to keep coming back and talking about your products to friends and family and, being a loyal customer, you want to, try to do as much as you can to maximize that chance. So using your email automations to engage with them is something that could be wise. Now, I know Amazon's guidelines are very tricky with this. So again, refer back to that previous podcast for all the rules. We even linked the PDF with all the rules. But, you can send messages to your customers. Like, let's say you're asking for a review. Well, maybe in that review request email, you also put in, something about the brand or the product, some helpful information. Or maybe you're the type of brand that likes to have a witty, engaging, kind of humorous voice when you communicate with customers. Well, implement some of that voice into these messages. Amazon doesn't need to be so cookie cutter and generic. You can do a lot of the same fun things that, you may do on D2C if you sell through D2C. So, bring some of your brand personality into these messages, maybe add some images with pictures of the founders and, or if you've got like a company, pet, some people like to put those in there, like a mascot, just make it fun, lighthearted, and, make an impression, because again, it's going to be important to try to maximize the customer retention coming out of this big sale. And then off of Amazon, if you engage with your audience on social media, organic social media, paid media, off Amazon email marketing. Now, obviously you would have had to have those, a lot of those things in place already to be able to start leveraging it in a powerful way. But if you are driving any customers to Amazon, if you did drive them for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and you were able to add them, if they're on your email list or on your social media following, or maybe you were driving them to Amazon and capturing their email along the way, then, remarket to them, re-engage with them through all of the platforms possible, because again, this is a really ripe opportunity to make an impression. So those are just a few of the marketing levers that you can run with for these next couple weeks and going into 2021. I think at the bare minimum, make sure that you're running some kind of promotion for the next 7 to 14 days after Cyber Monday, and that you're also requesting for reviews. Moving along to advertising. Now, we don't have our advertising expert, Geffen Laredo, on this podcast today, but I've had the opportunity to work with him on numerous occasions, almost daily, of course, and got a lot of good knowledge from him. And I think the big takeaways here with advertising is that there's still going to be an increase in traffic that's above the norm for December. Now, that's because of the holidays. People are still shopping, busy shopping for the holidays, but it's also because, again, Amazon really promotes this Black Friday, Cyber Monday is not just a 5-day event, but really it ends up being like a 3 to 4 week event. So the reason we say that is because Amazon's putting a lot of resources behind pushing sales right now. There's holiday gift guides, there's stocking stuffers, there's lots of reasons to keep bringing more traffic to Amazon. So you want to make sure, you know, that you're leveraging that traffic through your ads, of course. So really, you know, looking at all the data that's come in the last week, because you're going to have, you've basically been able to fast track your learnings from the ads by reaching so many more people in such a short period of time. So making sure that you're looking at what were people shopping for, what keywords were converting the most during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because it might be a little bit different than what you've been accustomed to seeing in previous months or quarters. For example, giftable products. Giftable products naturally are going to be very popular right now, and maybe they're not that popular during other times of the year. Giftable keywords, you know, are going to be on the rise right now. So look at all your data from your ads this last week and look for any differences in trends that you may have not been accustomed to seeing. Tap into those trends, target those keywords, keep your bidding you know, flexible. Be ready to change your bids several times throughout the day. Be able to, you know, be ready to ramp up those that ad spend. These are things that, you know, it's not like Cyber Monday, Black Friday's over, and you know, it just goes back to the same old you know, day-to-day business. You definitely want to have a heightened sense of alert and management of your advertising campaigns. And yeah, just, you know, look at that data and again, lean into it. So on the marketing and advertising front, those are some of the takeaways. Oh, and one other thing on advertising, like, don't just look at the keywords too. If you're running product targeting ads, you might have seen unique boosts in sales targeting some products that you hadn't seen before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So again, lean into that, bid higher on that. And if you're adding any new products into your product targeting, think about the giftable products. Run your ads on those products and drive some of that holiday shopping traffic to your brand. So now moving on to some of the more protective type tips that you can implement. One being in regards to inventory management. So we talked about this last week with the pre-Black Friday, Cyber Monday tips. It's going to be important moving forward. Of course, inventory management is always important, but right now more than ever, because of the busy peak season and because of the COVID restrictions that continue to hinder shipping timelines, both into Amazon's warehouses and from Amazon's warehouses to customers, you're going to have to, again, have a heightened sense of alert right now. So you need to be looking at your inventory and planning, you know, rather, you know, maybe if you're planning your inventory on a trailing 30-day history, look at the trailing 7-day history. Start doing your inventory management on a shorter period of time, because your sales, your averages are probably changing so quickly. So if you're basing it on what was going on a month ago, you know, that might not be realistic enough for what you need for December. And of course, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is going to have, you know, more sales than in these coming weeks. But again, it's still the holidays. Sales are going to be up. So it's probably going to be worthy to kind of base your inventory on what we've seen in the last 7 to 14 days instead. And then what we talked about last week on the podcast as well, you know, FBM right now is more important than ever. So making sure that you have your products offered as a fulfilled by merchant offer. So FBA, of course, fulfilled by Amazon, Amazon shipping the products. But if you run out of stock at Amazon, you want to have a backup option, I would imagine. And if you can handle the logistics of actually shipping your products direct to your consumers from, you know, your office, your warehouse, whatever it may be, then why not have that as a backup option? So go through your catalog, set up FBM listings for all of your products, put in the inventory that you have, so that if you do run out of stock at FBA, that offer immediately kicks in and you can start and you can continue selling and not miss out on any sales. In addition, in regard to COVID, we're seeing products that now are showing 1, 2, 3 week delivery timelines. I mean, it's crazy. These products normally would have 2-day shipping for Prime members, but it's not like that right now, because Amazon is prioritizing essential products more and more again. It's hard to say how aggressive they're going to get with those tightening of restrictions, but if it's anything like March and April, FBM is going to be vital. It really is. And not just because you might run out of stock at FBA. Even if you're still in stock at FBA, if FBA is only able to ship it to customers, 1 week, 2 weeks, but FBM, you're able to get it to the customer in 2 to 3 days because you're not, deprioritizing your products like they are. Well, then that FBM offer is actually going to win the buy box. It's going to be the default option. That's going to mean now that rather than the default going to Amazon, it's going to go to you because you can ship faster. And that might scare you if you're not used to doing FBM, but you know what? It's going to be important because it's going to increase the conversion rate on that product. Usually people want products shipped on Prime direct from Amazon. I get that. But at the end of the day, would you rather have your product in a few days or a few weeks? Most likely a few days, even if it means the product's getting shipped directly from the brand. So again, have that FBM set up. If you have a big catalog and you're like, oh my gosh, it's too big of an undertaking, I can't get everything set up on FBM, hundreds of listings. Well, we can help you with that. But if you want to do it yourself, just focus on your hero products. Which ones are driving the majority of your sales overall? Get those set up right away. And then, maybe work on setting up the other ones over time that aren't as big of movers. So that's one of the things on the inventory standpoint. You don't want to run out of stock right now, because once you run out of stock, you start dropping in ranking, you drop in sales, you drop in ranking, and now all of the ranking benefits that you hopefully saw during Black Friday, Cyber Monday are going to start falling off. So don't want to have that happen. Protect all of the benefits and successes you've seen, and make sure that you stay in stock. Now, the last and final thing is also on the protection front. You've likely gotten a lot of new consumers right now, a lot of new customers, and these customers, maybe they're new to brand. They don't know how to use the product. They have issues with understanding it. So you want to try to minimize any of those issues as much as possible, because just like it's a good opportunity to start getting more reviews and leveraging it in a positive way, all of those new customers might also lead to negative things, such as negative reviews and refunds and returns and all this types of things that do negatively affect your business. So you want to try to be proactive and protect yourself from those things. And one of the best ways, or at least the easiest ways to do that, is to make sure you have alerts set up for the health of your store. We at Vendo love using Helium 10. I think there's a couple dozen types of alerts you can set up so that you're instantly getting notified. Everything from negative seller feedback and negative reviews to positive seller feedback, positive reviews, image changes, feed changes, you name it. Anything's a lot of different alerts that you can get. So we recommend setting up an alert system so that if your refunds and returns are cranking up, you're getting notified of that, and you can take action in a very timely manner and not leave it to chance. And maybe some of those customers will even cancel their return, or if not, sometimes it's too hard to do that quickly. Maybe you'll re-engage with them, you'll alleviate their issue by talking to them, and they'll want to order again, even though they processed that return. Or maybe they were going to leave a negative review, and now they've had a change of heart because you have been proactive. You've reached out to customers within a 24-hour timeline. You've responded to their reviews, all of those types of things. You're also going to want to be mindful of the Voice of Customer dashboard. If you're not familiar with that, check it out in Seller Central. Voice of Customer is really great because it shows you what customers are saying about your products from a return standpoint. And again, if you have a lot of new customers right now, which is likely, they're going to need some more nurturing, some more engagement. And so looking at that negative customer experience rate on the Voice of Customer dashboard could be wise. Just looking at it once a day for the next several weeks. Here at Vendo, we look at it once a day, usually regardless of what time of year it is, but something to be, again, super alert about. So yeah, that's the rundown of the post-Black Friday, Cyber Monday tips. We talked about marketing levers, running coupons, having review request automations in, remarketing to all these new customers. We talked about advertising, leaning into all this, data that you've gotten in the last week. Some of the data might be new, so you might want to alter your December advertising strategy, for example, to lead into holiday type products, giftable products, And we talked about some different elements of how to protect your brand during this busy time and crucial time, whether it's, having FBM set up for inventory to combat, the increase in velocity, as well as COVID restrictions, as well as having a different alert setup, whether it's alerts from Helium 10 or another service, checking them manually, making sure all your customer service messages are being read and responded to in 24 hours, reviews, all of that being responded to within 24 hours. This is crunch time. So, it's hopefully it's been a really good sale weekend for everyone. But this isn't the time to pull back. Definitely not. Keep pushing forward. Finish the year off strong. Hopefully some of these tips can help you all, and you can have a great end to your Q4 and go into 2021 swinging. Well, thank you everyone for joining today for the Vendo podcast. Again, feel free to reach out directly. You can contact me, Nicolas, at vendocommerce.com, hello at vendocommerce.com. You can subscribe to all of our channels, follow us on social media. We put a lot of these great tips out in short 15, 30-second snippets on TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Thank you.